Hey, what's up and hello. It has been a while, and I want to apologize for failing to make my annual preseason prediction video leading into the 2022 NBA season. We're a few weeks behind, we're probably pretty close to like a month behind, so I'm not going to bother doing that this season, but I thought of a way to make it up to you guys. Today, we are going to discuss my 2022 NBL preseason predictions. If this is something you guys are interested in, please like the video and subscribe for more basketball content. Though I mainly talk about the NBA on this channel, it is not just an NBA channel, rather a b-ball channel. Also, if you guys can hear my pets in the background, it's because we just went outside and we're playing fetch and frisbee and everything, and they're panting, so they're just gonna be making noise. Okay, full disclosure, I am not an avid viewer of the NBL. But I would say I am more of a fan than most Americans. I have been casually checking in on the league for about 5 years now, pretty much ever since I realized it was a thing. Australian basketball has come a long way over this past decade, and nowadays we see a lot more NBA talent come from the league than ever before. It has also become a legitimate pit stop for many NBA caliber guys waiting on an opportunity to get back into the league. The style of play is fun, the broadcasts and energy in the arena is better than that of the G League, and I hope to one day attend a game when I eventually visit those countries. But for now, let us rank the top 10 teams, which is all of them, for this coming NBL season. Finishing dead last, I am placing the Cairns Tapins, and by the way, you're going to notice my pronunciation of certain cities and player names might not be perfect. I am a filthy American, what can I say? Coming off an abysmal 8-28 season, the team is not looking that promising. They are led by their import point guard, Scott Machado, an undersized but very talented veteran who can create for others in crowds, space the floor, and shoot off the dribble. He is not going to fill up the stat sheet, but his impact is going to be noticeable this year. His best running mate returning from last year will be Majok Dang, a very tall and long athletic forward who can shoot off the pass pretty well, but is better known for driving and finishing around the rim. The most notable new addition is going to be Steven Zimmerman, a name perhaps Americans should recognize. Back in 2015, he was a McDonald's All-American, a stepping stone for players who almost always have nice NBA careers. Unfortunately for Zimmerman, this has not been the case, but he should have a solid season this year. Finishing ninth, I'm going with the New Zealand Breakers, my former favorite NBL team, color scheme and mascot-wise. You will find out my current favorite later. The Breakers' first 5 I envision being the youngest in the entire league, as veterans like Thomas Abercrombie are likely going to play less, and former big-time minute guys have left the franchise. Their premier import this year is former NBAer Jeremiah Martin, a very impactful player on both ends of the floor in the G League last year. Alongside Martin, the Kiwi fans are going to be treated this year to a lot of homegrown talent in the form of Yanni Wetzel, Robert Lowe, Finn Delaney, and NZBL call-up Sam Timmins. Also, former G League Ignite benchwarmer Principal Singh is going to be suiting up for the Breakers this season. Not a lot of firepower here, but some interesting players nonetheless. Finishing 8th, I have the newest franchise joining the battle, the Tasmania Jackjumpers. By the way, and I know I am the 100th person to say this, but they should have been named the Devils. But I guess that name is a little too risque for 2021. The Jackjumpers are an expansion team, therefore they are going to go through some growing pains, as pretty much everyone on their roster is new to one another. They have a lot of youth and fringe NBL talent for the most part, but I do want to point out former NBA, G League stud, and Team USA point guard Josh McGee is going to be orchestrating their offense, which will undoubtedly carry this team out of the very bottom of the league. At least I hope, otherwise I will sound pretty dumb. A couple young guys worth mentioning on the roster are Nikita Mikhailovsky, their next star player from Russia, and Jacques Perry, an NBL 1 call-up. Other than that, the roster is mostly lesser role guys who wouldn't really have a shot anywhere else, so not looking for too much to go on here. Placing 7th, I'm going with the Adelaide 36ers, the team with the most high quality big man depth in the entire league, yet they're still only 7th. Listen to this list of centers and power forwards and tell me you are not impressed. We have former NBAer Cameron Bairstow, 19 point per game prime Daniel Johnson, 23-year-old up-and-comer Isaac Humphries, and former G League Ignite player, who actually never played, Kai Soto. They have the big bodies to rebound and score around the rim, plus they can shoot, but stepping out to the perimeter, the team is lacking in quality guard depth. Their most well-known player internationally is probably Mojave King, who was a Next Stars player a year ago, but he had a less than stellar season 1 in the league, which is why he remains in Australia right now. Mitch McCarron is a good court general, but nothing special, and I think this team could use guys like King and Soto to take a big step forward, but in a league full of grown men, playing for money and playing for chances to go to other higher paying leagues, I'm not really counting on it. Finishing 6th, I have the Brisbane Bullets. Australian legend Nathan Sobey is the face of the franchise. He is a legitimate NBA level scorer in my opinion. His ability to shoot from just about anywhere and drive against just about anyone is the highest in the NBL. And alongside him, there are several quality role guys with some NBA experience, including Lamar Patterson and Robert Franks being the two most noteworthy. The other guy I want to mention is the league's tallest player, Liu Chuanqing, a 7'5" 22-year-old from China who last played and held his own quite well in the Chinese Basketball Association, another well-respected pro league. Brisbane will not be a pushover, although I don't see them finishing much higher than about the middle of the standings. At 5th, I am going with the Sydney Kings, the LA Lakers of the NBL. The Kings have quality players on their roster, and they very well could finish higher than 5th, but I have to rank these teams in some order, so this is just how it's fallen. Their point guard is Jalen Adams, a good American talent with some valuable NBA experience who will have some experienced NBL teammates to feed this season. The Kings' best player will likely be Jarrell Martin again, a very high quality big man who can space the floor. Also, former NBAer RJ Hunter will join the fray. Matur Maker also returns to Australia to play alongside his younger brother in Next Star Edition, Makur Maker. In case you have not yet noticed, there are a lot of makers in the NBL. Yet, oddly enough, Thon Maker is nowhere to be found, and yes, they are all related. Finishing 4th, I have the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. The coolest color scheme and mascot in the entire league, in my opinion. The Phoenix added Cho Ki this offseason. And you might be saying, you mean that tall, skinny Chinese guy who was cut by the Rockets a few years ago? Yes, you are correct, but that was then and this is now. Ki is older and more filled out nowadays. Last year in the CBA, he put up a monster 20 points, 11 rebounds, 2 blocks a night. He is going to contend for the Defensive Player of the Year award this season and be a huge reason for the Phoenix impending success. Throw in fellow former NBAers Xavier Munford, Mitch Creek, and Ryan Brokoff, plus a few experienced NBL veterans, this team is pretty stacked. But finishing even better will be the 3rd place Perth Wildcats, a team we have grown used to finishing at the top. The Wildcats are really stinking good. Like all these top teams, they have a high quality front office, coaching staff, and of course, players on the floor. They are led on the court by former NBAer and 3-time NBL MVP Bryce Cotton, who at this point is more well known for being an NBL superstar than a former NBA benchwarmer. Cotton is an elite scorer at all levels, thanks to his good shot, but better sneaky athleticism and cunning ability with the ball in his hand to finish around just about anyone. Cotton is going to be the best on the floor just about every night, so stopping him will be crucial for the other 9 teams. But the Wildcats are more than just one man, as Michael Frazier and Vic Law join the fray from America. The biggest thing holding back Perth is an injury to their best running mate alongside Cotton, Todd Blanchfield, who is going to miss a significant amount of time this season, but when the playoffs come around, I expect Perth to be a very tough out. Finishing 2nd, I have the Illawarra Hawks. How the turns have tabled. The Hawks went from the bottom feeder back in the LaMelo Ball days to almost the very top of the world today. Illawarra has a lot of good players on their roster. Import Tyler Harvey is probably their best. Though he is no Bryce Cotton, he is still an elite scorer who can get shots for himself and create for others a little. But he is not even their primary ball handler, as that should be former NBAer Xavier Rathan-Mays, a very crafty bucket getter who does not blow you away with his speed or athleticism, but he gets himself and teammates easy looks time and time again. Then you have Antonius Cleveland, another former NBA guard to account for, and their next star is a 2020 draft pick, Justinian Jessup. There are a lot of good pieces here that in my eyes add up to being the second best team in the NBL. But that means they are not at the top, so finishing first in the 2022 NBL season, I have Melbourne United. I know what you guys are thinking. The defending champions at the top. How lame. But it is what it is, you guys. The United were the best team a year ago, and they just got even better. Sure, Jock Landale may have left for the NBA, but team captain Chris Golding returns alongside Joe Luol-Aquil and a handful of other NBL champs. Also joining the phrase Caleb Agata from Europe, Ariel Hukporti, the next star from Germany, and of course, we would be foolish to forget NBA champion Matthew Dellavedova takes over as the team's starting point guard. The team is going to be good. I get it. The NBL is pretty stacked at the top, but someone has to finish first, and I'm going with Melbourne United. So there you guys have it, my preseason prediction for the 2022 NBL season. Let me know of your status as a basketball fan. Do you care for the NBL, or are you a one-trick pony, NBA or nothing? Do you watch college basketball? Do you care for the G League? Are there other pro leagues that you're interested in? Either way, which NBL team are you rooting for this year? My vote is the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, but I am more so just rooting for a good season than anything else. Please comment, like the video, and subscribe for more basketball content. I will see you all next time.